I'm not getting any younger, literally only getting older. You said we can't live past 120 years old, so we don't have the time to be waiting until we're 50 and 60 to get our man. Don't test me, Lord. I'm just saying, please. What's poppin', people? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why it sometimes feels like, as Christians, that marriage that we want, that romantic relationship that we want, sometimes kinds of feels at a standstill, or why it seems like we're just not getting it, or why it seems like we're just the last ones, you know? And in this video, we're going to figure out why. And before we get into the actual meat of this video, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share it with a friend now before you even watch the video, so that way when it's done, you shared it with somebody, you guys can have dialogue, conversation. Leave your opinions in the comments because I would love to get some feedback on what you think the reason is. But for now, I'm going to tell you guys the revelation that I got, so let's get started. So the first thing that we have to realize as Christians, I really hope that all of us are praying for that godly relationship, that godly marriage, that faith-centered marriage. If you are praying for that, the very first thing that has to happen, you have to have God in you. Like, I'm hoping that when you are telling the Lord what you want in a man, what you want in a woman, you also have a vision of the kind of woman or man you want to be. And so I'm assuming and hoping that that is a godly woman, a godly man. And if that is the case, God has to work in you as well, not just the other person. So where you may be praying for something specific in another person, God's going to honor that prayer. But in order for that relationship to work and to be effective and to really show God's, love through you guys, He's going to be working in you, regardless if you pray for it or not. In order to have that answered prayer, that godly relationship, not just that godly person, you have to be worked on as well. And if you don't follow me on TikTok, I posted a video recently that was basically explaining one of the first steps that you need to take in order to get that relationship with the Lord that you need. Because in order to be an effective, or in order to be a good example of a godly man or a godly woman, you have to have a relationship with the Lord. It's kind of hard to say you're a godly woman or a godly man and have no relationship with God. So a relationship with Him is very needed. And one of the first steps in getting it is being completely honest with yourself and honest with the Lord. So when I say get to know yourself and being honest with yourself and being honest with the Lord, I mean asking yourself those harsh questions and asking the Lord to help you get the courage to answer them and to really just face yourself. Because you need to ask yourself those questions like, why do I think this way? Why do I judge so harshly? Why am I selfish when it comes to this? Why does my mind go here when this happens? Like, those questions are going to show you where you are at right now. So that's going to show you if you're a judgmental person, if you're a selfish person, if you have past traumas that you need to deal with because you don't want to bring that into the relationship God's going to have for you. Like, answering those questions honestly and authentically and just being very vulnerable with the Lord, it's going to better prepare you for your future, because in your single season, you are going to be able to get rid of all those negative things. Like, you're going to be able to be that selfless wife or that selfless husband, or, you'll be able to get rid of your pride before you get into a relationship, so that way when you're in one, you're not going to have a problem admitting when you're wrong, or you're not going to have a problem going to them and being vulnerable, because you got rid of all those past hurts and things that you had the time to get rid of while you were single. But if you don't work on them and you get into relationship after relationship, waiting for the man or the woman that God is sending you, but you're going on a whole bunch of baggage because all you were doing is focusing on them, it's not going to be the godly relationship that you want, because you're not doing your part. You have to work on yourself, and that is what our single season is for. Number 2. Whatever you are praying for to have in a significant other, you need to be working on having those same characteristics. Because if you want someone that's thoughtful, but you're not thoughtful, why would God give you something that you want, but you're not able to give? Like, you have to give first. God is a giving God, and that is really the way that we show our love towards others is by giving. So if you're asking for your significant other to have something that you do not currently have, God is going to make it so where you have those things. So when you come together, not saying you're going to be perfect. A godly relationship does not mean a perfect relationship. It just means you're coming in with less problems and you both are kind of on the same playing field of like where you're trying to take this relationship. So why would God give you something that you're not willing to give or even work on right now? You're just so focused on what I want, gimme, gimme, gimme. But what are you doing? Like, you have to be able to offer exactly what you are praying for in another person. The third reason why it could be taking longer than we want is God is working on that person while he is working on you. So the thing that I've had to wrap my head around for the longest time is, yes, I know that I am working on myself. I see the growth, I see the change, like I can see it because it's me. But when it comes to that other person, we know what we're praying for, but we don't necessarily know how long it's going to take because we don't know if that person is going to be receptive to the change that God is trying to do in their life. So we could be like, Lord, what's taking so long? Where's my Boaz? Where's my roof? Like, why is it taking forever? It may not always be the Lord that's taking forever. It could very well be that person that is just choosing not to get their stuff together. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Like, it may not be that God is moving slow. And yes, God can make anything happen, but remember, he is a graceful God. He is not a forceful God. So he's not going to force himself on anyone. He's not going to force anyone to do something they don't want to do. That is the beauty of how our Lord works. So with that being said, yes, we're praying for all these things. We're praying for God to reveal that person, not just bring, but reveal that person. But if that person is just refusing to do what the Lord's telling them to do, that's going to require us to wait even longer because, yes, we're doing our part, but Lord, are they doing their part? So, something that just dropped in my spirit as I'm talking right now, when you are praying, literally add to your prayer for your significant other, Lord, allow them to be receptive to your voice, to you, because when you do that, then you're also praying for God to also do a heart change. Because yes, our prayers, we're talking about we want them to work this out in that person or this characteristic in that person, have these morals, have these values. That's all fine. But the very first thing that needs to happen is a heart change so that person kind of realizes that those changes in the character, morals, and values need to happen. So add to your prayer if it's not already there. Have a heart change. Give them a heart change for the better. Obviously not for the worse, but for the better. The next one, stop letting the devil know what you want in a significant other. So when I say this, and I posted this on my TikTok, if you do not follow me on my other social media platforms, you need to do so because I do post during the week just random thoughts that come to my head, but kind of all relate to these videos. So when you are constantly saying what you want your significant other to have, what you want your future wife, future husband to have, remember that the devil hears that. And the video that I posted on TikTok was saying, like, when somebody asks you, what are you looking for in a man? What do you want in a man? Or what do you want in a woman? You know, stuff like that. Don't answer that question. And the reason I say this, and I know a lot of dating coaches say the opposite, but the reason that I say this is because if you are telling somebody the key to your attention, the key to your time, the key to your heart, and they're genuinely interested in you, good or bad intentions, they're going to try their best to become that person that you just described. So the harm that it does on your part is you don't know if the person that they're portraying is the authentic them until that authentic them comes out. So I could say, yeah, I want this in a man, and a man hears me say that, and then they come up and they're everything that I want. So I'm thinking, okay, this is literally verbatim everything I want. Like, yes, God, you sent him. But then once he gets me, gets my time, gets my heart, all those things, your true self can't help but come out. Like, the devil in that person cannot help but come out. So once he gets me and gets me hooked, his true self is going to come out because now he's comfortable. Now he thinks he has me, and he's comfortable now. But it's all because you let the devil know what you're looking for. So I'm not saying, like, you know, be fearful and don't say certain things. Just be wise. And if you are going to say it, pray for wisdom and discernment on everything. I said this in my last video. Don't just pray for wisdom and discernment. Pray that you actually adhere to it and that you are obedient to it. Not just hear it and ignore it because what's the point? But pray for wisdom and discernment, because when you speak exactly what you are looking for and you speak whatever you want, not just relationally, but period, the devil will do his best to make a mock-up. He's going to do his best to make a little copycat. And if you're not wise enough and discerning enough to know the difference between what the devil is doing and what God is doing, you are going to fall for it because you're so focused on, this is exactly what I want. Yes, like, no. So do yourself a favor. Stop letting the devil know. Just write it down, journal, pray to the Lord and talk to him. Like, you can literally pray. I believe when you specific with prayers, God honors that. So you can literally say, Lord, this conversation is between you and I. Block every ear. Like, if you want to speak it out loud or not, block every lurking spirit or every ear from hearing what I'm about to tell you, because this is between you and me. The next tip of why it may be taking so long: you might subconsciously be trying to be someone you're not. And that's just not going to work, because obviously when you have your list or when you're praying to the Lord about somebody, you want them to be you want them to be authentic. You're going to have to be authentic. So that's why my first point was like, be yourself and be authentic and get to know yourself, so you actually know who you are and what you need to work on. Because when you do that, you're going to eliminate this part that I'm talking about. Because what a lot of people forget or don't realize is they're so caught up in who they want to be or what they envision themselves doing in their head, that they're not really doing the work to change the inside so that can be the authentic them. They're just changing the outside because they're worried about what other people think. So you can say, well, I want to be this adventurous wife, or I want to be this, spontaneous husband. But in actuality, you're boring. Like, you're a homebody. You don't like to go out all the time. You're not necessarily that thoughtful, so you don't really know how to be spontaneous. So now, yes, you're trying to do it. Nothing is wrong with that. But if you're not asking the Lord to actually give you that kind of personality, or give you that heart change to make you more thoughtful and make you more spontaneous and make you more adventurous, it's all going to be fake. Like, it's all going to be fake, and that person is going to know. Of course, God is going to know, so it's also going to delay that person from coming into your life, because you want a godly relationship. You want this relationship to work. So in order for it to work, you both have to put in the work, and God is not going to bring you together until he feels you both are doing the work, and then when you get together, you continue to do that work together. I really hope this video was helpful. I know if anyone's in the same boat as me, you're just like, Lord, what you doing? Like, I'm not getting any younger, literally only getting older. You said we can't live past 120 years old, so we don't have the time to be waiting until we're 50 and 60 to get our man. Don't test me, Lord. I'm just saying, please. But, it's not the Bible time where people live to 1,000 and they can wait till 100 or 200 to get their person. Like, no, we are here now, which you're aware of. So I really hope these videos and this tip was very helpful on some of the reasons why, and I hope you actually take it to heart. And if anything stuck out to you, please let me know in the comments. If you want me to do a video elaborating on something different, if something stuck out you want more of elaboration on, please let me know. I will gladly do so. I love dissecting the Bible for you guys. I love getting more revelation, because it not only helps you, but it most definitely helps me, like most times, because I have to go through whatever I talk about first or sometimes right after. So it's very helpful for all of us. If you guys like this video, please give it a like, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Don't forget about Friday's video, because that is 5-Day Friday, where I break down key Bible and life principles in under 5 minutes, and you do not want to miss Friday's topic. I'll see you then. Bye.